I'm going to be talking about this next generation moxifloxacin, which has retention enhancing delivery system. Uh, and we all know that we can have bacterial infections, both conjunctivitis can occur and also keratitis, endophthalmitis, blepharokeratoconjunctivitis, and dacryocystitis. Any bacterial infection which occurs in the eye warrants the use of topical antibiotics, and this can occur because of gram-positive bacteria in our country. Probably the Coagulase negative staph or the Staph aureus is most common, followed by others like Strep pneumoniae, Corynebacteria, Propionobacterium macanes, etc., as well as the gram-negative bacteria such as Klebsiella pneumoniae, E. coli, and H. influenza. Now, it is important also that we may not have antibiotics, especially to treat children and especially to treat young infants. And bacterial conjunctivitis can occur due to any of the causes like H. influenza, strep pneumonia, and staph aureus. And the mainstay remains the topical antibiotic therapy. Of course, microbial keratitis has a global prevalence and can cause significant corneal blindness if it is not treated in time. And again, the common organisms are as highlighted here. Again, in India, I think it would vary differently because in the south and the north, there's a little different variation. In the north, it is Coagulase negative staph and Staph aureus, which is commonest. In the south, probably it's Streptococcus, which is the commonest. And of course, most devastating is Pseudomonas aeruginosa. In post-op, endophthalmitis can also occur, although it is rare, but this can lead to loss of vision. And again, the organisms remain the same. Important thing is that fourth generation fluoroquinolones, which are most commonly used topical antibiotics, still remain the mainstay for treating any of these infections. And although we've come a long way, but we are now looking at the two, that is the getafloxacin and moxifloxacin, which are broad spectrum antibiotics. Uh, we all know the mechanism of the fourth generation fluoroquinolone, which blocks the enzymes DNA gyrase and the topoisomerase 4. And they do tend to have broad spectrum activity. Now we have options which are preservative free as well, because that would retard epithelialization, especially the preservatives. And there's increased penetration into ocular tissues and fluids with a high rate of clinical success. Now, the new molecule that has come up is the one, the constituents of which are as shown on the left side. So it does contain moxifloxacin hydrochloride, as all the others are, but it contains other ingredients also like xanthan gum, triloxapol, boric acid, sorbitol, sodium chloride, sodium hydroxide, or hydrochloric acid, and that helps in the retention of the drug better in the eye. So as a result of which, the frequency for which this drug or this molecule which has to be given is less as compared to the conventional moxifloxacin. So the next generation moxifloxacin is only twice daily. It is xanthan gum-based preparation, and it prolongs the retention on the ocular surface. So the reduced dosing frequency is there, and this also causes better patient compliance. So these are essentially the differences. You have to give it BD for 7 days if it is conjunctivitis, as opposed to TDS, and you can even give it in pediatric cases. So it has been approved for more than 4 months of age, and I think that is the biggest advantage. Then it is tolerated better with a pH of 7.4. Ocular tissue penetration notice is almost twofold high as compared to conventional moxifloxacin, and the bioavailability in terms of AUC is also much higher as compared to the conventional moxifloxacin, almost to the double. Then if you look at the bacterial spectra, this has a broader spectrum still than the broadest spectrum of the conventional moxifloxacin, encompassing 20 bacteria. And it is also effective against E. coli, Klebsiella pneumonia, Propionobacterium macanes, Enterococcus faecalis, and Staph mitis, which the conventional moxifloxacin is not. And there is a lot of clinical evidence to say the same. This was a study which compared moxifloxacin 0.5% conventional with this molecule in 127 patients to look at the pharmacokinetics, and conjunctival biopsy samples were taken to see the levels, and notice that this molecule which is there has the concentration which is much higher at all point in times. And again, if you look at the peak and if you look at the way it is plateauing, it is much higher as compared to the conventional moxifloxacin, and the almost 337 to 730 fold greater Cmax values were reported for Staph aureus, Strep pneumoniae, and H influenza. Now, again, the total exposure in this, it is calculated under this curve, the AUC curve for moxifloxacin. You see for this molecule, it is much larger as compared to the conventional moxifloxacin. So it does ensure better ocular tissue penetration and bioavailability, and there's prolonged residence time, increased tissue penetration, greater eradication of the bacteria, enhanced bactericidal effect because it reduces the amount of the drug which is applied to the eye by 30%, 2 drops versus 3 drops, and improved compliance. I think most important is that it can be used in children. Then this is another study which looked at 1,180 participants, microbiological efficacy of this twice daily for bacterial conjunctivitis, again with good results. 74% cure rate was there in this. And for the various organisms, again, you can see that almost twofold increase in the rate of eradication of the pathogens which are listed here. So these are the values, the microbiological intent to treat population, which is 74.5% for this molecule, as opposed to 56% for the vehicle. And likewise, the modified per protocol population is also similar. So at day 4, if you again look at the various species, the eradication rate is good, almost more than 90% of the species which have been eradicated, especially H influenza, Strep pneumoniae, and Staph aureus, and across all age groups, more than 4 weeks of age, when it is given twice daily for only 3 days. And if you look at the coverage, it is extensive. Almost all the organisms are covered, including the aerobic gram-positive organisms, aerobic gram-negative organisms, and other microorganisms as well. And the E. coli and Klebsiella species, where conventional moxifloxacin is not effective, and Klebsiella is known to cause multi-drug resistant kind of infection, which gets treated with this. So this is just to show the spectrum of the organisms. And the only fluoroquinolone which has antibacterial eye drops, which is approved in pediatric patients 4 months and above, is probably this moxifloxacin with xanthan gum. And this is manufactured by Lupin and launched very recently with good results. Again, if you compare it with the other fluoroquinolones in all respects, whether it is discomfort, eyelid edema, foreign body sensation, itching, all these factors are not there, which may be there, with the conventional other antibiotics. Hyperemia is also far less. Moxifloxacin conventional is known to cause hyperemia, but with this, it is not much. And there's hardly any burning as well. So it has least side effects, and the pH is only 7.5. The composition I've already talked about. The key component is the xanthan gum, which is responsible for increased retention time. And it is used for bacterial conjunctivitis. I've not personally used for keratitis, but I'm sure it can be used for even that. And of course, contraindication would be hypersensitivity to quinolones or to vehicles or any other agents. And as such, there are no drug interactions which have been reported with this. There are no studies on pregnancy, whether it can be used or not, but for nursing mothers, it can be used with exercise and with caution. Pediatric use is, of course, there, which is its greatest asset. And there's no difference in safety and effectiveness in between elderly and younger patients. So the only undesirable effects are that there may be slight amount of eye irritation, pyrexia, or conjunctivitis, which is only reported in less than 2% of the patients. Packaging is also very good with a shelf life of almost 24 months. It is a 3 ml package, and it can be stored at a temperature below 25 degrees centigrade. Only thing is one has to protect it from the light. So to conclude, the next generation moxifloxacin with xanthan gum has enhanced ocular tissue penetration with greater retention on the ocular surface, greater coverage of the pathogens causing ocular infections, rapid eradication of the bacteria following 3 days treatment. Only twice daily administration is required. It can be given to young patients as young as 4 months and has better safety profile and tolerability with the pH, which is akin to the pH of the eyes, that is 7.4. So thank you very much for your kind attention. And thank you, Kavita, for accommodating in your